Lynn, you dear friend, thank you for granting me the privilege of saying a few words for your Carl today. I'm Rosemary Crawford, and I knew Carl both at the office and actually in the neighborhood. We didn't live that far apart, and in the church. And our friendship began when Carl and Lynn and baby Steve moved to Rockford. Thankfully, the friendship grew 40 plus years ago. And Lynn and I were chuckling because I held Steve in the nursery the first time I met them, and he was a pretty cute little bundle. He's grown since then. I knew Carl to be a consistent Christian. He was I thought always maybe a little bit quiet, but Carl was a deep and a quick thinker. He was a person whose opinion you would value. You'd maybe ask him about it, you'd value his opinion because you'd know that he had thought about it. Carl was trustworthy. He was a man of integrity, and I can give you an example of it wasn't just his inner circle of we who knew him better. There was a lady in our church who has since gone with the Lord, but she had no family, and she just knew she could trust Carl, and she asked him to be her financial guardian, which he agreed to do, and of course faithfully completed that commitment. I knew Carl at the office, and has been noted he was quite a gear man. His engineering knowledge was never even under question. He was known worldwide for his gear expertise. Carl was kind, and he was thoughtful. I remember the very kind words Carl said to me when my Ken passed away. And Ken, in his quiet way, was a very good judge of people. And I know he respected and he thought so highly of Carl. And Carl valued children. He worked with Lynn in children's church or in the Sunday school toddler thing. But I remember one time that he brought his violin to my children's church group of kids. And he sat on the floor with them, so given his height, he was about eye to eye as the kids kind of gathered around him. He showed them the features of the violin, and then he played little songs that they knew so they could sing along with him. For weeks, those children spoke about the man and they never could quite decide. They'd come up with violin. It was just always kind of a debate as to what he had. But he was very thoughtful to do things like that. And a lot of times when Carl and Lynn would bicycle past my house, they'd pedal into the driveway and we'd just sit and chit-chat. Nothing, just like friends do, you just chit-chat and kind of catch up with each other's lives. Carl was a man that didn't really seek attention for himself. So I suspect today he'd be a little bit uncomfortable with the accolades accorded to him, which he so richly deserves. Lynn was a happy wife, so obviously Carl was a successful husband. His family is beautiful, so obviously he was a successful guardian father. He was loved and respected by so many of us here, so obviously he was a successful friend. Early Saturday morning, November 6th, 2010, was a very sad day for us, but a glorious day for Carl. Carl was a God-honoring man. Carl was a good man. And Lynn, your Carl will be sadly missed.